I'm standing in front of the Palais de Congrès, which is the International Congress Centre here in Paris. It's become the main press centre for the duration of the Olympic Games. Now, each day the International Olympic Committee holds a press conference here. Today, one of the teams featured was not the Aussies, you've been hearing enough about them, I'm sure, but one team that you might not be hearing a lot about. And yet they are probably one of the most significant teams here, not because of the medals they're going to win, but because of what they represent. They represent 1 in 69 people on the planet, because that's how many people are displaced on the globe. They are the Olympic Refugee Team. There are 37 of them. Massima Alizadeh is a refugee, a former cyclist from Afghanistan, who is the chef de mission of the team. Also joining her at today's press conference was Saman Soltani, formerly from Iran. She's a kayaker who will be competing later in the program. Jojo, how do people get selected in the refugee team, and how much competition is there? Massima, there is a woman who is competing for the Afghanistan team here, and I wonder how you feel about Afghanistan having a team with women, especially since women can't participate in sport in your country. And Saman, very quickly to you, do you hope one day that you are not recognised as a refugee, but as somebody that doesn't have that label, or are you okay with that label? Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tracy. Selection is based on two main criteria, and that's the sporting level, which we look at very closely with all the international federations, and then ensuring that those athletes have their refugee status verified by the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR. And those two things ensure that they're eligible for the team. As James said, there were 74 athletes that were receiving support and Olympic Solidarity scholarships, and it's like any NOC having a long list. We then take the recommendations to the IOC Executive Board, and they then make the selection of that team. There's also consideration that needs to be given for the team itself, with the diversity and the ensuring that this team represents the global situation and of displacement and refugees more broadly. But from those 74, there were then 37 selected for the team in Paris.
Thank you, Tracy, for the question. Yeah, for sure that women, even from Refugee Olympic Team, and 3 women from Afghanistan team, they are a symbol of hope for all women of Afghanistan. And I have already seen that in the social media, all the people of Afghanistan, they are proud of these courageous women, and they are behind of this woman, and they already say that they are supporting them in their participation in this Olympic Games. It means a lot for all the people of Afghanistan, especially for women, and I really appreciate IOC to allow these women to participate and to represent Afghan women.
So being a refugee, it's not always a choice for us. For sure, we had to flee, or we couldn't go back to our country, which is really sad, because I believe doesn't matter which language you speak, doesn't matter which skin color you have, which religion you believe in, and which gender you have, or where do you live, you deserve to live in freedom and peace, which is not possible for us, and so we had to flee, which is not a really good thing. But it's important to any stage that you accept who you are and accept what's happened to you. And the more important is the reaction of you to the things which happen to you, because something can break you down, or something can make you a superhero of your life. So for me, in my case, I'm refugee, I'm Iranian, and I'm proud of who I am, and I'm proud of this team that I'm one of the member of it, and yeah, I hope I answer your question.
There's been 100 refugees who've been supported in pursuing their sport over the past years leading into Paris, and of those, 37 have been chosen to represent here. I'm going to take a look at one of them now, who's competing in boxing and actually stands a very good chance of winning a medal. But as we know, in boxing, it requires a lot of things to go right on the day. I hope you'll join me as we go and take a look at Cindy Ngama, formerly of Cameroon, and one of the top boxers who is now living in the UK.